welcome. Have you found yourself aimlessly scrolling, consuming lots of content with the thought, I am gonna start taking my social media seriously. I'm gonna start creating content. But really, when you say it's kind of hard to execute that, why don't we do a challenge? Let's do the 10-day challenge. 10 years a little too much, I would think. How am I gonna start this journey? My 10-day journey. Getting a little journal just like this. Write out your months, write out your days, and every day I write out what I want to do for that week. When you write something down and then you come back to your calendar, you see that you have a bunch of X's because you didn't do them. That's kind of like holding a little bit more accountability on you. We're going to do some content research. We're going to strategize and put it on the calendar. Then we're going to start creating the content, and then we're going to look into our analytics, metrics, data analysis, of the outcome. So for content research, we got to figure out what's trending, what's working for your competition, including the soundtracks. Soundtracks are very, very important. So what I've researched on Reels is the best would be on a soundtrack that has between 5,000 to 10,000 Reels. That's supposedly the best, the recommended way.
This is the way.
My strategy is I want to focus on fashion reels. We're gonna do some content research. We're gonna look at what's trending right now, what kind of content is trending within your niche, and I just look at inspo. Pretty much I see more or less what people are doing. The aesthetic is very important to me. I'm saving at least 10 or 15. I see what works for people that are, you see this girl has a 1 million view reel and she only has 2,700 followers, and she posts reels almost every day. Not all of them have a lot of traction. Most of them will flop. You do your research. You're gonna need about, I will say, in 20 minutes you can see 15 to 20 reels that you think that they're good, and the next thing is start executing it. So write it down on your calendar. This is gonna be day one, and what I want to do is batching them. I'll do probably like 3 or 4, edit them, have them how I just want it, come up with the caption, come up with the cover, because that's the other thing, since I have the white feed aesthetic. And then obviously if you don't have someone to take the reels, find a tripod. I bought a tripod on Amazon for like $15, $20. I can put a link down in the description of the tripod that I'm currently using. It's not the best, but it's not the worst, and it has a clicker, which is extremely helpful. So there's literally no excuses. I'm a full-time employee. Yes, I work from home. That gives me a lot of flexibility within my time. I have many hobbies. I like working out. I do YouTube, which is almost full-time since I'm posting twice a week. I stream. I also have a life outside of social media that requires me to, pay attention and spend time with others. The calendar, what are we gonna see in the calendar? So how much time does it take? Based on my content research that I have done, the videos are not even 10 seconds long. So I would say that I will need, let's be generous, 2 hours a day to plan it, do the content, editing it with the caption, and then posting it. So I finished my 10-day reel challenge, and I can't believe I finished it. I was so excited on the 10th day just because there was a lot of pressure every day. I started on April 5th and finished on April 16th. Why did I take 2 days longer than planned? Because I went out for brunch, I took the reel, I was drunk. Nobody noticed anything because it was a very short reel. And then the next day, I just needed a day off. So now we're jumping into the meat of it. And Instagram has this already, so it's not something that I have to come up with the numbers. I did come up with some numbers that I thought that it would be helpful to know how efficient making reels are for growth, how many times the reels were played, and this is a total of all 10. So for plays, I have 15,113, comments 151, likes 1,345, saves 15, reach, that's including non-followers, 17,293, and then interactions. What is content interactions? It shows the actions that people take when they engage with your content. So it's everything mashed up together: comments, likes, saves, and shares. It's 1,686 interactions with that. I use over 20 hashtags in every reel. Follower count was 41. Unfortunately, when you start creating more content and you show more in people's feed, people remember you. They just don't like that they're doing that, don't like your new content or the content that you're doing. They just don't want to see you in the feed. They just want to see your memes on your stories. So I had 8 unfollows, brings me up to a total of 33 followers, I guess, that I gained since I started this. I don't want to assume that they're hating, but some of them are people that I know, that I have actually spent time with. At that point, if it's someone that you don't know, I don't take it personally. But if it's someone that I know, hey, congrats on your baby, you stupid bitch. So when it comes to the audio, under 10K, I created a reel that had the worst reach, and the reel's audio had over 300K reels. Another reel had, which was the best reach, best performance, had under 10K reels. Hold up, you're gonna say, oh, but then the under 10K reels make sense. However, one audio did second best, and the audio has over 1 million reels. A lot of reels. And then one audio, which it was my second day reel, had only one reel, which is my reel. And it was number 6 best performance. I'm gonna say that the one that had over 1 million reels, that reel had 19 hashtags, and then my second day reel that had only one reel under the audio had 20 hashtags. I think the audio had a lot to do with that. I think that when it comes to that strategy of only using an audio that has under 10K reels, I can't determine if that's true, because my data is telling me that you had the second best performance on a reel in an audio that has over 1 million reels already. It debunks that recommendation from people. I'm not sure. I saw this one girl that she used this audio. She used it, I think like she had posted it like hours before I did. I posted mine, and hers like did amazing, and mine did it was like, I think it was the worst one that performed. Actually, yes, it was. It had like only 400 plays or something like that. So, and it died there, because the other thing with reels is that, so if the amount of plays is greater than the number of accounts reach, that means that your reel is still pretty much alive and it's still gonna be thrown into the algorithm. But if it's the other way around, we have bad news. So this one, I have plays 506 plays, and then accounts reach 504. That means this reel has died. It's been buried. It can be resurrected. So yeah, that one died pretty quick. So what's my conclusion on this? Based on the following and the engagement that I got, taking into consideration, some reels may not blow up right away, meaning that you can post it today and you'll get regular people that like your content, that support you, and then it kind of like slow down third day, and then all of a sudden in a week from when you posted the reel, it starts picking up again. And it happened to one of my reels that I posted just before this challenge, and it blew up to the point that it's like my best performing reel overall outside of this 10-day reel challenge. So don't get discouraged if you posted a reel and it's growing slowly, because you never know when it may blow up, and maybe in a week or two it can just, that reel that I have there that died, I'm just gonna leave it there as part of the process. So my first takeaway from this is that consistency is key. Consistency does really matter, and that goes across every platform. They just like it when you're creating more content and you're using their app, obviously. So they're gonna reward you for that. The algorithm rewards consistency. Using the right hashtags, I have a lesson learned that I started switching a lot on the hashtags, just testing it out, seeing what it does. And some of them that I used that didn't have anything to do really with the reel itself, I felt that those videos that I did that were hurt more than the ones that I actually sat down and wrote out the hashtags that I wanted to use for this specific video, and that. Make sure that your hashtags make sense to what you're posting. I feel that being as small as I am, I'm under 1,000 followers. I never really taken my Instagram seriously until really about now. I will post once a month, not even, maybe once every 4 months. Obviously you could see it because of the amount of followers, and then all of a sudden I started posting more and I gained 33 followers, which I think that's a pretty good return on investment right there. Just remember that if you're gonna take on this challenge, go for it. Do it better than doing a staying as target overnight challenge. Just have fun. Remember that while you're doing this, just have fun, challenge yourself a little bit more creatively. Don't mind the numbers too much. If there's one that you put a lot of effort into and it doesn't do well, don't feel bad. This happens to me with my YouTube videos. But yeah, let me know if you like this video, you like this type of content. It helps the algorithm, it helps me tremendously. Give it a like, and obviously a subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000, and I'm really far from it, but I know I'll get there one day. If you're planning to do this, I can always help out. If you have any questions, you can follow me on Instagram. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
What you doing? You at work? That's crazy. Well, I'm over here just thinking like,